Us now, former senior advisor to the Secretary of Defense, Bishop Garrison. He's now the Vice President for Policy at the Intelligence and National Security Alliance. Thank you for your time. Of the three that we just laid out, who is the most likely successor for a more positive and free future for Iran?
Hi, good morning. Thanks for having me. Ultimately, that's a great question that many individuals right now don't unfortunately have the answer to. As we continue to understand that the last Ayatollah was a hardliner, he was a despot, and no one really is particularly sorry in Western countries and our allies to see him go. It does create a lot of uncertainty right now as to how this is going to move forward and what the future of this regime ultimately looks like.
What about the exiled crown prince, who we didn't mention, Reza Pahlavi? He is urging for a transition and a new government as well, yet he hasn't been in Iran in many years.
Pahlavi is definitely looked forward to this moment, particularly in history, and he has long advocated for some type of regime change, and it is to his benefit. And he would be potentially a very strong ally in the Middle East for the United States. However, the question remains, what do the people of Iran want? They have autonomy here. They have a say. They have a voice. And it's going to be interesting to see how this moves forward and what type of potential revolution, if any, we may see there in the country.
How much influence does the Revolutionary Guard have in determining who becomes the next supreme leader?
We'd say quite a bit, honestly. But again, right now, their attention is going to be somewhat diluted because they're consistently worried about maintaining stability within the country. At the same time, American and Israeli forces are continuing to bombard particular tactical sites, strategic sites, and they're worried about what that might mean for their overall stability. They're more, I think, concerned right now on their critical infrastructure, on their energy, on how they're going to protect their missile sites versus some of the chaos that we're witnessing right now.
And during any sort of leadership transition, you have to wonder if there's a path to de-escalation, or, as you say, their focus more is on what's happening now and how to further get out of the conflict.
And de-escalation is something that I think we all want to see. Unfortunately, it sounds like from what we're hearing from the current regime that they see this as a battle for their very existence. They're looking at opportunities to continue to elongate the timeline here. They're looking for a war of attrition, as they've said. They're going to continue to lob as many missiles as they can at allied sites. And we've already seen this with some of the neighboring Middle Eastern allies being attacked. And their hope is that the United States and Israel are going to ultimately be stretched thin with our own missiles, our own defense systems, which we're already beginning to see, unfortunately.
Well, Bishop, you bring up maybe the most important question at the heart of this when it comes to new leadership, and that is, what do the Iranian people want? They may not even be able to see it right now, given everything that's happening, but critical. Bishop Garrison, thank you.
Thank you for having me.